The Mahabharata is one of the greatest epics of ancient India, attributed to the sage Vyasa. It is a monumental text encompassing a wide array of themes, including dharma, duty, karma, action, love, loyalty, power, and war. The Mahabharata is divided into 18 parvas, books or sections, with over 100,000 shlokas, verses, making it one of the longest epic poems in the world. The narrative revolves around the Kurukshetra War, a dynastic conflict between the Pandavas, 5 brothers, and the Kauravas, their cousins. The war symbolizes the eternal struggle between good and evil. The Pandavas include Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, and Sahadeva, while the Kauravas are led by Duryodhana and his 99 brothers. Krishna, the guide, friend, and divine charioteer of Arjuna, plays a pivotal role. Other notable figures include Karna, Draupadi, Bhishma, Dronacharya, and Shakuni. Found within the Mahabharata, in the Bhishma Parva, the Bhagavad Gita is a philosophical dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna on the battlefield, addressing profound questions about life, duty, morality, and spirituality, and explores philosophical and ethical dilemmas, providing guidance for human life. The themes include the concept of dharma and its interpretation in various situations, the complexities of human relationships, politics, and morality, and the interplay of fate and free will. It continues to influence Indian culture, art, literature, and philosophy, and its lessons and characters resonate globally. Its timeless message speaks to the human condition and moral dilemmas faced by people in every era. The Adi Parva of the Mahabharata consists of 19 sub-parvas and approximately 8,884 verses. This structure introduces key characters and sets the stage for the larger narrative of the Mahabharata. The Sabha Parva, Assembly Hall, is the second parva of the Mahabharata and contains 5 sub-parvas. It primarily focuses on the events that take place in the royal court of Hastinapura, including the infamous game of dice that leads to the Pandavas' exile. The Sabha Parva contains approximately 2,661 verses. These verses delve into the political intrigue, moral dilemmas, and tensions between the Kauravas and the Pandavas, setting the stage for the tragic events that follow in the Mahabharata. The Vana Parva, the Book of the Forest, is the third parva of the Mahabharata and consists of 3 sub-parvas. It narrates the story of the Pandavas' exile to the forest, their trials and encounters with various sages, gods, and creatures. The Vana Parva contains approximately 2,200 verses. It is a crucial section of the Mahabharata, providing valuable insights into the Pandavas' trials, the lessons they learn, and the hardships they endure during their forest exile. The Virata Parva, the Book of Virata, is the 4th parva of the Mahabharata and consists of 3 sub-parvas. This parva focuses on the Pandavas' final year of exile, during which they live in disguise at the court of King Virata, avoiding recognition by the Kauravas. The Virata Parva contains approximately 2,100 verses. It highlights the Pandavas' hardships and challenges during their final year of exile. Udyoga Parva, the Book of Effort, which is the 5th parva of the Mahabharata. It is a significant section that deals with the preparations for the impending war between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. The Udyoga Parva contains approximately 2,200 verses. This parva emphasizes the efforts of both sides to avoid the war, the growing tensions, and the preparations that lead up to the great Kurukshetra War. Bhishma Parva, the Book of Bhishma, which is the 6th parva of the Mahabharata. This parva focuses on the beginning of the Kurukshetra War, the events leading to the first major battle, and the role of Bhishma, the grandsire of both the Pandavas and the Kauravas. The Bhishma Parva contains approximately 2,700 verses. It is one of the most significant parvas in the Mahabharata, as it marks the beginning of the Great War and presents crucial philosophical and moral teachings that resonate throughout the rest of the epic. Drona Parva, the Book of Drona, which is the 7th parva of the Mahabharata. This parva focuses on the continued Kurukshetra War, with particular emphasis on the role of Drona, the teacher of both the Pandavas and Kauravas, and his leadership of the Kaurava forces. The Drona Parva contains approximately 2,100 verses. This parva highlights the personal and emotional struggles of the characters involved in the war, especially the teachers and mentors, and it marks significant turning points in the battle. Karna Parva, the Book of Karna, which is the 8th parva of the Mahabharata. This parva focuses on the heroic deeds of Karna, one of the most important and tragic figures in the epic, as well as his role in the continued Kurukshetra War. Karna's story is one of valor, loyalty, and moral ambiguity, making him one of the most memorable and tragic heroes in the Mahabharata. The Karna Parva contains approximately 2,500 verses. This parva explores the complexities of Karna's character, his loyalty, and his fate, ultimately contributing to the tragic atmosphere of the epic. The Shalya Parva, the Book of Shalya, which is the ninth parva of the Mahabharata. This parva focuses on Shalya, the king of Madra, who initially sides with the Pandavas but is later tricked into joining the Kauravas, and his role in the final stages of the Kurukshetra war. The parva also concludes with the death of Shalya. He is killed by Yudhishthira in a fierce battle, marking another significant turning point in the war. The Shalya Parva contains approximately 2,000 verses. This parva highlights themes of loyalty, manipulation, and internal conflict, focusing on Shalya's role as a commander and the emotional weight of his involvement in the war. The Saptika Parva, the Book of the Night Raid, which is the 10th parva of the Mahabharata. This parva takes place after the major battles have taken place and focuses on a dark and tragic event that occurs during the night, after the day's fighting has ended. The Saptika Parva contains approximately 700 verses. It is a short but intense parva that delves into the horrors of war, the consequences of revenge, and the ethical implications of actions taken in anger. The events in this parva amplify the sense of loss and tragedy that defines the Mahabharata. The Stree Parva, the Book of Women, which is the 11th parva of the Mahabharata. This parva is a poignant and emotionally intense section, focusing on the women who are affected by the war and the immense losses they suffer as a result of the conflict. The Stree Parva contains approximately 1,000 verses. This parva is emotionally charged, focusing on the aftermath of the war and the personal cost it has on the families, particularly the women who are left to grieve the destruction caused by the war. It serves as a reminder of the war's far-reaching consequences, affecting not only warriors, but also the innocent and the vulnerable. The Shanti Parva, the Book of Peace, which is the 12th parva of the Mahabharata. This parva follows the conclusion of the Kurukshetra war and focuses on the efforts to bring peace, restore order, and address the moral and philosophical dilemmas arising after the massive loss of life. The Shanti Parva contains approximately 3,000 verses, making it one of the longer parvas in the Mahabharata. This parva is largely philosophical, reflecting on the moral lessons derived from the war and offering a deeper understanding of dharma, ethics, and the responsibilities of rulers. It is a crucial part of the epic, offering guidance on how to rebuild and govern in a world scarred by conflict. The Anushasana Parva, the Book of Instruction, which is the 13th parva of the Mahabharata. This parva continues the teachings of Bhishma to Yudhishthira and focuses on moral and ethical instructions, the responsibilities of kingship, and the path to spiritual knowledge. The Anushasana Parva contains approximately 2,600 verses. This parva is rich in philosophical content and ethical teachings, making it one of the most important sections for understanding the moral and spiritual foundations of the Mahabharata. It serves as a guide for rulers and individuals seeking to live a righteous and meaningful life, based on wisdom, justice, and spiritual knowledge. Ashvamedika Parva, the Book of the Horse Sacrifice, which is the 14th parva of the Mahabharata. This parva focuses on the aftermath of the Kurukshetra war, the restoration of peace, and the performance of the Ashvamedha Yajna, horse sacrifice, by Yudhishthira. The Ashvamedika Parva contains approximately 3,500 verses. This parva emphasizes the themes of reconciliation, renewal, and the responsibilities of leadership. It also highlights the spiritual dimension of the Mahabharata, showcasing the significance of rituals and the pursuit of dharma in the governance of society. Ashramavasika Parva, the Book of the Hermitage, which is the 15th parva of the Mahabharata. This parva narrates the later years of the elders of the Kuru dynasty and their decision to renounce worldly life and retire to the forest. The Ashramavasika Parva contains approximately 1,500 verses. This parva explores themes of renunciation, mortality, and the pursuit of spiritual goals after fulfilling worldly responsibilities. It serves as a reflective chapter, emphasizing the transient nature of life and the ultimate journey toward liberation, moksha. Mausala Parva, the Book of Clubs, which is the 16th parva of the Mahabharata. This parva narrates the tragic end of the Yadava dynasty and the events leading to the departure of Krishna from the mortal world. The Mausala Parva contains approximately 300 verses, making it one of the shorter parvas in the Mahabharata. Despite its brevity, it is a highly significant parva, as it depicts the end of the Yadava dynasty, the departure of Krishna, and the symbolic conclusion of an era. It emphasizes the inevitability of destiny and the cyclical nature of time, yugas. The Mahaprasthanika Parva, the Book of the Great Journey, which is the 17th Parva of the Mahabharata. This Parva narrates the final journey of the Pandavas as they renounce their kingdom and begin their ascent to the Himalayas, seeking liberation. The Mahaprasthanika Parva contains approximately 120 verses, making it one of the shortest parvas in the Mahabharata. Despite its brevity, it is deeply symbolic and philosophical, focusing on themes of renunciation, detachment, and the pursuit of ultimate truth. It marks the beginning of the Pandavas' spiritual ascent and the culmination of their earthly journey. The next and final parva after Mahaprasthanika Parva is the Swargarohana Parva, the Book of the Ascent to Heaven, which is the 18th Parva of the Mahabharata. This Parva describes the culmination of the Pandavas' journey and their ultimate ascent to heaven. The Swargarohana Parva contains approximately 90 verses, making it the shortest Parva in the Mahabharata. This Parva concludes the epic with profound philosophical and moral lessons, emphasizing that Dharma is the ultimate path to liberation, moksha. It ties together the themes of righteousness, loyalty, and the impermanence of life, leaving readers with the timeless message of the eternal struggle between good and evil and the ultimate triumph of virtue.